Badenoch just dropped another bombshell, and I've been wondering what Nigerians did to her. Nigerians, what did you do to Aunty Kemi? And Aunty Kemi, who pooped in your amala? You need to tell us, because we are going to handle that person. What is happening here, guys? Seriously, I woke up this morning and I saw this news online. I felt, let me share this with you so that I can know what is happening. Anyway, just watch this.
So you say to somebody who's coming from Nigeria and wants to create a little mini Nigeria in Britain?
No, that is not right. And Nigerians would not tolerate that. That's not something that many countries would accept. There are many people who come to our country, to the UK, who do things that would not be acceptable in their countries. It's virtually impossible, for example, to get Nigerian citizenship. I had that citizenship by virtue of my parents. I can't give it to my children because I'm a woman. Yet loads of Nigerians come to the UK, stay for a relatively brief period of time, acquire British citizenship. We need to stop being naive.
Guys, did you hear what she said? She said that she cannot pass her Nigerian citizenship to her children, which is not true, Kemi. Aunty Kemi, if you want this, you can do it. That is why I always tell people, hey, do not rely on what someone told you by the roadside or something like that. Don't rely on it. Go and research and find out whether that thing is true. Now, if she wanted to give her kids the Nigerian citizenship, she can do that, because according to the Constitution 1999, it says that you can actually give your citizenship to your children as long as either of the parents, it doesn't matter whether she's a woman or she's a man, it doesn't matter, you can actually pass that citizenship to your children. Now, I feel like many people actually miss opportunities because of this wrong information that they did not research. And that's why on this channel I always show you, hey, see where I read it from. I read it and I explain it so that you can see the source and you can correct me. Now, let's come back to this issue. Why do we hate migrants? Or let me rephrase it. Why does Aunty Kemi hate migrants? Especially now she's mentioning Nigerians. What did Nigerians do to her? I don't get it at all. Someone should write something in the comments and explain to me what did they do to her? Because the rate at which she keeps calling Nigerians placing them in a negative light, as if we really hurt her. Seriously, she doesn't talk about the good things Nigerians have achieved in the UK. No, she's not talking about the percentage of doctors who actually practice in the UK, or nurses that are Nigerians. She doesn't talk about that. How they are effective in healthcare, in tech. She doesn't talk about in universities. She doesn't talk about that. Their achievements and their work. No. These are Nigerians. Migrants are not the problem. Seriously, I feel we need to be enlightened on this. And also the things she said, that some things will get away with in Nigeria cannot happen here. Let's compare citizenship, because I think that is what is under attack right now. Yeah, I know the particular law she's trying to quote that has to do with patriarchy, but it's not about kids. Nigerians won't touch kids. I know the particular law, and this law is as a result of the fact that this law was created by men and written by men, and the women who came into the House of Assembly has not changed it. I think the particular law she's trying to quote, which she did not get clearly, is that if a Nigerian man marries someone who is not Nigerian, he can actually pass that citizenship, bestow it on her. Yeah, it can happen. And the fact that patriarchy plays a part here, when the woman is Nigerian and the man is not Nigerian, she cannot pass that particular law or that citizenship to her spouse. She cannot pass it to her husband. That is one flaw in the Nigerian constitution, even though we know that section 45 says you should not discriminate against anybody based on gender, race, religion, anything. You should not discriminate. But this particular thing is a flaw. But let's just discuss this now. Have the women in parliament just tried to change it? No. Because most times, Nigerian women, when they marry somebody who is not Nigerian, they don't bother so much about the husband changing citizenship. They don't really care so much about it. I don't know whether people have fought it in the past, but I've not heard much about this. But at the same time, I feel this is one of those things that she's convinced that she's saying the right thing. She's talking with so much confidence, but she got it wrong. And I know that it can happen to anyone who doesn't do that research ahead of time and look into it to be sure. And I know that some people will miss opportunities because they don't actually research what they are talking about before they say it, if you get what I mean. I know we all make mistakes, but let's just be sincere. Aunty Kemi, stop talking about Nigerians in a negative light. Every time you talk about Nigeria, it looks like it's a different country from what I know, I'm aware of. Seriously, this is not good. I don't see people from other nationalities saying a lot of bad things about their country. Even when they acquire British citizenship, they don't do that. And I know that these things she's talking on CNN is so that she can win more votes for her party, but there are other ways to do it, not in this light. Seriously, guys, tell me what you think about what is happening now, because this is pressure. Everybody's mounting pressure. And we don't talk about the cost of citizenship. If a Nigerian man marries someone who is non-Nigerian and that woman wants to apply for citizenship, the application is straightforward, to be sincere. Go and Google it. You can ask ChatGPT. You can go to the Nigerian Constitution online. You can see it. It's straightforward. And it costs between 1.5 million to 3 million naira, which is about, let's just say, 800 pounds to 1,300 pounds. You just apply straight up and that's it. The thing that might be challenging is just maybe getting utility bills, and it's not all these long things we go through when we want to apply for family visa or spouse visa. If you know me, you know that I'm married to a British citizen, and I'll tell you that it takes a long time. When she said Nigerians will come into Britain and in a brief period of time they acquire British citizenship, I'm still on my pathway. It takes 5 years plus, almost 6 years to get it, because the first time you're going to apply, you pay for IHS fees, which is £1,035 a year. So imagine when you oh gosh, yeah, so you're going to apply for the first time, which is the 2 years and 9 months. So calculate the IHS fee based on that £1,035 a year, and then you pay for the application fees, which is £1,321. Now, towards the end of when your 2 years and 9 months visa expires, you have to extend it for another 2 years and 6 months, and you have to pay again for IHS fees as well as the visa application fees. Now, towards the end of the second application, you would have to apply for ILR. And guess what? ILR now is £3,029. If you decide to pay for fast track, which is called the priority visa, it's another £500. Super priority means £1,000. Let's not talk about the cost it takes for you to go to the biometric center each time you submit a visa application, and maybe you don't want to scan your documents yourself. Let's not talk about the knowledge of English evidence if you did not study in the UK. We are not adding all these extra costs. See, it is not a walk in the park, seriously. And at the end of ILR, once it's been approved, then you can apply for British citizenship, and it's another cost again. Let me tell you, the total cost of everything is nothing less than £13,000. I'm telling you, there are hidden costs here. It's nothing less than £13,000. So when you compare it with the 1,300, which you just submit an application with utility bills, fill some forms, provide the marriage certificate and all that, you see that is more difficult. Yes, I understand what she's saying. That patriarchy clause in the Nigerian constitution that has to do with a woman who is Nigerian who is married to someone who is a foreigner, and the person cannot apply. The person can only achieve Nigerian citizenship through any other means, but not that one. But I just feel that it's not good dragging Nigerians all the time online. It doesn't look good at all. And I feel we should also try our best to rectify anything we hear on the streets. I know what I'm saying, on the streets, anywhere, maybe from a friend, family, or anything, because you can miss out on opportunities because of ignorance, because you not do your research. I'm not saying she wants her kids to be Nigerians. I'm not saying that, but I don't know the source of her information. Maybe someone tried and the person didn't get it right and said, okay, I think it's impossible. Or maybe they didn't get the right information. I'm not saying that's what she wants. But all I'm saying is when you hear something, just rectify it. Right now, I would want a politician to talk about how they're going to drive UK's economy. That's what I'm after. A politician that would want to drive innovation, create industries, boost innovation, factories where people can get more jobs, and yeah, that's what I'm after. I feel that is what UK might be lacking, because many people have been complaining about no jobs, but there are sectors where there are jobs and some people are not interested in it. So if any politician can actually encourage the 9.5 million people who are between the ages of 18 and 64 that are not working to work in those sectors where there is this high demand and there is this chronic staffing issues, then there won't be any need to rely on migrants. I've not gotten my ILR yet, but I'm just like, what is happening here? Let's stop making it more difficult for migrants. We are doing our best. Anyway, what are your thoughts? Please write it in the comments. Please do not insult anybody. Yes, please be reasonable when you communicate as educated people. Talk, communicate, type what you want to type, but do not insult anybody. Do not insult me, do not insult her, but just talk to Aunty Kemi. Aunty Kemi, what's up? Who pooped in your amala? I'll see you in my next video. Bye-bye.